Hey everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of May the Force Be With Who. Matter of fact, it's Unlucky Ass number 13, episode number 13. I'm back. So let's get right into it with the beatdown at the box office. Coming in at number 1 is the much critically bashed but fan-loved Suicide Squad, the latest entry from the DCU. And it came in at made an astounding $130 million, the biggest August opening ever. So at least Warner Brothers is happy with that. At number 2 was the Matt Damon, Paul Greengrass return to the Bourne franchise, Jason Bourne, last week's number 1. Number 3 was Bad Moms for the second week in a row. Number 4 was The Secret Life of Pets. And number 5 was Star Trek Beyond. Alright, getting right into Tremors in the Force. Finally, we are getting a Rogue One trailer. That's right, this Thursday, August 11th, which happens to be friend of the show Antonio Kling's birthday, we are getting our long overdue Rogue One trailer. And hopefully we are finally going to see Vader. So sometime during the Olympic broadcast this Thursday night, we're getting a brand new Rogue One trailer. So, yay! And hopefully we'll get a few more plot details. I mean, granted, we know it's the story of the rebels stealing the plans to the first Death Star, but there are a few people out there that still don't know that Rogue One is not connected to Episode 8 or is in fact Episode 8. So usually the later trailer is, the one that gives a few plot details and lets people know what the story is about. And the fact that if Vader shows up, that ought to clue in some people that, hey, no, this is not in fact Episode 8, but a standalone Star Wars story, which Rogue One is. So, new trailer, Rogue One, this Thursday. About damn time. Alright, in other Rogue One news, it was confirmed by actor Jimmy Smits that he will, damn, I need to buy a vowel. See, I'm still consistent. That's also thanks to Antonio Kling, so thank you, Mr. Kling. Actor Jimmy Smits will be returning to the role of Bail Organa, which he played in the prequel trilogy in Rogue One. Now, how big of a role he will be playing as Bail Organa has not been confirmed. Matter of fact, it could be just a cameo, but it does tie into the prequel trilogy as well into the lead up to Episode 4, because, as we all know, Princess Leia was supposed to be receiving the Death Star plans, which are what the rebels are stealing in Rogue One. And Bail Organa was an architect of the Rebel Alliance along with Mon Mothma, and we know Mon Mothma is in Rogue One, so it only makes sense for Jimmy Smits to reprise the role as Bail Organa in Rogue One. So, nice little continuity thing that Jimmy Smits is going to pop up in Rogue One. So, awesome. And let's see, moving on, some other Star Wars news that dropped last week. The head of ABC is actually in negotiations or talks with Lucasfilm about bringing a live-action TV show to ABC. Now, a lot of Star Wars fans are not over the moon about this because they may think that a live-action show on ABC is not exactly the place where we want a live-action TV show, because it might be a little watered down on ABC. Looking at you, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It might be better served on something like Netflix or Hulu. But it should be noted that way back as 2005, George Lucas was in fact developing a live-action Star Wars show with Dave Filoni. Now, Dave Filoni, as many of you might know, is the current showrunner on Star Wars Rebels, as he was also on Star Wars The Clone Wars. So there were all these unused scripts for that project. I believe it was going to be called Star Wars Underground or Underworld. So whether or not they could be reusing some of those scripts, because they are still there and still nothing ever happened to them, remains to be seen. But there are talks going on between ABC and Lucasfilm, and it only makes sense because ABC is owned by the House of Mouse, Disney, which also owns Lucasfilm. So we'll just have to see in the months ahead, or whether or not there actually gets a deal struck between ABC and Lucasfilm to bring a live-action TV show to ABC. Like I said, a lot of us fans were hoping maybe it would show up on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, somewhere, maybe be a more darker, more serious tone, because ABC, let's face it, is not known for its dark and gritty TV shows, but who knows? Hope springs eternal. Anyway, that's going to do it for the 13th episode of May the Force Be With Who. So hopefully everybody tune in for the new Rogue One trailer that hopefully is going to have Vader. On Thursday, August 11th, it's going to drop sometime during the Olympic coverage. Maybe it'll drop a little earlier online, so you won't have to sit through the Olympics to watch it. And yeah, that's all I got for today. So everybody keep on keeping on, and may the Force be with who?